All right, hey everybody. We're not having a Google Meet today because I am bringing my daughter to get her wisdom teeth out, and so I guess I'm going to be a caretaker again. Sorry, it keeps landing on Tuesdays and Fridays. I didn't make these dates, so I think we're going to be fine. What I'm planning to do, I'll just give you kind of a quick outline of the week. So we are working on the Unit 3 and 4 assessment today and on Wednesday. And then Friday, we will have a Google Meet. We'll do a quick check-in, and I'll kind of introduce the next unit, and then you're going to have work time on the textbook. So what I need to do is make sure that you have the directions that you need for the Unit 3 and 4 assessment. So we'll get into that here in a second. You have then work time today and Wednesday. We also do not have a Google Meet tomorrow, Wednesday, because they are having kind of a rotating schedule for teachers to be in meetings. So we're supposed to plan asynchronous lessons on certain days. So I guess this is problematic in that you're not going to be able to ask questions to me. So what I was thinking is that I should be available for office hours today from 2 until 3. So if you have questions for me about the project, I can be available during office hours. So if you want to email me, I can just open up a Zoom window and we can chat if you want to chat. So that being said, let's get into the directions so you know what this one looks like. I think it's going to be really straightforward. I don't think you're going to have a ton of problems with this one. But if you go into our course, the Unit 3 and 4 assessment is posted on Wednesday's date. And so this assignment, if you scroll down, this set of directions is listed at the bottom. So the Unit 3 and 4 assessment, I'm calling this the top 5. So what it says here is, I'll make this bigger so we can see it. It says choose 5 people or events that most influence the development of the U.S. government. So there was a reason that I asked that question when we were talking about the leaders, because that's really what we're going to focus on. So the time period is from the beginning of the Revolutionary War period, so that's 1763, through the end of the War of 1812, 1814. So 1763 to 1814 is kind of your window of time that you can choose either people or events. We are going to be working in Google Slides for this. So you'll just open up a set of slides and do the work, and then you're going to submit a link to your slides. So let me show you real quick. If I'm in a set of slides, how I do that is I go to share. And then what you want to do is go down here and make sure that it's set to anyone on the internet with this link can view. If not, you can hit change and set it to that. Once you have that done, so it says anyone can view, hit copy link, and then that's what you paste into the assignment. Pretty straightforward. When you go to submit assignment, if you click the create tab, then it'll just give you a blank Word document. You can paste that link in there, and then I should be able to see what you worked on. So details for the assignment, I have it pretty straightforward, and it's all listed here. So you're going to end up with 7 slides total. Okay, so the first slide is your introduction slide. That will include 1 to 2 paragraphs that introduces the reader to the time period and establishes a thesis. So what I'm looking for is for you to kind of give me a quick paragraph where you talk about the Revolutionary War period through the beginning of the new government. So kind of summarize these last 2 units in a paragraph. So it's not going to be a ton of writing, but a good paragraph. And then the second paragraph in my brain is the thesis, where you tell me these are the 5 people or events that are going to be in my top 5, and kind of a very basic kind of explanation of how you made your choices and why you picked what you picked. Okay, so again, 2 paragraphs tops on the first slide. the next 5 slides, slides 2 through 6, are going to each have at least 2 good paragraphs where you tell me who's in the top 5 and why they are in your top 5. Okay, so the first paragraph is describing the facts about that person or event. So what happened in the event? What did the person do? Kind of define what it is that is in your top 5. The second paragraph, it says, should explain why this person is in your top 5. So what did they do to impact the development of the U.S. and help the country become what it is today? So there are tons of events during this time period, right? Everything that happened during the Revolutionary War, the buildup to the revolution, and then the fighting that happened. There's the conclusion of the Revolutionary War. There is the early period with the Articles of Confederation. There is Shays' Rebellion that kind of led to the Constitutional Convention. There's all of the stuff that happens during the Constitutional Convention. Fast forward through Unit 4, we get into some of those important leaders that we talked about in the notes a couple weeks ago. There are things like the Louisiana Purchase. There's the War of 1812. I mean, there's a ton of choices to be made here. All you have are 5 spots. Okay, so you're going to have to really think about what is most important in all of this and what is in the top 5. Okay, and then it says each of those body slides will have a picture of the person or the event. Okay. The reminder that I give every time is everything that is on these slides should be written by you. So no copying and pasting from online sources. I want you to summarize, who is this person, what did they do, or what is this event and what happened. So make sure that you're doing the work. If I see copying and paste work from websites, I'm just going to say 0 on the grading. So it'll be pretty cut and dried. The last slide is a works cited page. So you need to document sources you used for research on these events. I will add in, now that I'm talking to you about this, I don't have a link to the textbook. Actually, I will do that right now while we're talking so that I know that it's done. So if you want to start with the textbook, as a place to get information, that would be a good start. If you go beyond the textbook, then you're in Google and you're going to have to track your sources. So in the textbook, if I scroll through, where is the beginnings of the revolution? It is chapter 9, events leading to independence. Okay, and then it goes all the way through. Where's the War of 1812? Right here, chapter 21. Chapters 9 through 21 could be included. Sorry to have you watch as I work, but this will actually be a good starting point. So 7th slide, a works cited page. If you're using the textbook, you can just kind of refer to the chapter and this website address. I suggest down at the bottom, maybe I don't, where is it? EasyBib.com is a good place to find or to put together your works cited page. Sorry again. So that would be a site that you can use to create the works cited. So I am looking for a formal works cited. A website address by itself is not enough. If you click on easybib.com, it'll direct you to the different things that need to be on a works cited. So typically it's like the author's name or the title of the web page, the date that you access the page, etc. So last thing, this is how you are showing me that you learned something for these last several weeks. And so this is covering a couple of units. There's a lot of material here. I am looking for you to really think through your top 5 and then to make sure that you have solid information on these slides. So make sure that make sure that you're giving me good work, because this is, a significant chunk of your grade. Here is the scoring breakdown from the intro slide through the works cited. You do get 5 points for the writing on your slides, so the mechanics. And I also include, that the fact that your slides look neat and that you put a little effort into this, okay? My suggestion is for the body slides, the top 5, your people or events, that you use the 2-column format. It's a little hard to see, it's a little light, but you have a title on the top and then two boxes for text. So on the one side would be what happened or what did the person do. On the other side, you're going to tell me that second paragraph, why did they make your top 5? And I made an example one. So the one thing that probably should be everybody's number 1 is the signing of the Constitution. That event is probably the most critical of anything that happened during this time period. So I'm covering this one for you so you can skip it, and I'll use it as the example. So if you look at this slide on the left, I talk about the Constitutional Convention and kind of how the Constitution came to be. And then on the right side, I have an explanation for why I picked that as number 1 on my top 5 list. Okay, and then I have a picture in the middle of the slide. So that's an example one for you to use. Again, if you're in slides, let me get out of this for a second. If I'm in slides and I go to format, not format here, sorry, I go to layout, I can pick the title plus 2 columns slide, and it's pretty straightforward. So again, I will be available for office hours. If people have questions, you can also email me and I can answer questions that way. One way or the other, if you're having some kind of issues, let me know. And even though we're not having a Google Meet, I can still work with you and help in whatever way you need. Otherwise, you have all of Tuesday, all of Wednesday to work. And I think the deadline that I put on this was, I think it's set right now for end of the day on Wednesday. I might extend it to end of the day on Friday so that we make sure you have enough time. But I would like to get to them by the weekend. Side note, if you're going to use information from the lecture notes, from the early leaders notes in the assignment, I put a works cited for that. The problem is Schoology is not working currently, so it has a date. It's updated, November 24th, 2020. So it is working. So make sure you use this if you're going to use my notes from that early lecture notes as a source. So that's how you would cite that. Any questions, email me. Otherwise, I will see everybody on Friday. And then if there are last minute questions, I can address those there. And then we'll have the due date on Friday. Good luck. Get to work, use your time, be productive. The more you can get done, the better off you'll be. These are not the assignments to skip, right? Because this goes down in the summative category, which is half of your overall grade. So you want to do your best work on these.